It is impressive that life can experience between two worlds. The bright stage where she once walked as Miss Arizona, and the quieter rooms where she is living now. Today, Erika Kirk's days pass in a house that is arranged for focus, healing, and a space for thinking. Not a performance, but a refuge built for stability after a year full of power, pressure, and painful loss. Everything about her lifestyle now feels intentional, shaped by routines that help her hold both influence and grief with a calm she had to learn. To understand that transformation, the shift from the crown to the role she carries today, we have to return to where it began. Born Erika Lane Francevy in 1988, she spent her early years in Ohio before moving with her mother to Scottsdale, Arizona, after her parents' divorce. Her upbringing wove together many strands: a Swedish immigrant grandfather, a mother with Syrian, Lebanese, and Italian roots. But the foundation was unmistakably Catholic. Discipline, faith, and service weren't ideas. They were the rhythm of her childhood. Some of her strongest memories come from the soup kitchens where her mother brought her to volunteer, teaching her quietly that blessings were meant to be shared and that helping others was a responsibility, not a performance. That foundation followed her into adulthood. In her early 20s, Erika entered the world of pageantry not for the glamour, but for the platform. She won Miss Arizona USA 2012, then moved on to represent her state at Miss USA, a leap that placed her in rooms she once only dreamed about. Those months didn't just give her a title. They taught her how to steady herself under bright lights, how to speak with purpose, and how to carry her story with confidence. And quietly, those lessons became the groundwork for everything she would build afterward. As her visibility grew, she began shaping her own work. Erika founded Everyday Heroes Like You, a nonprofit designed to elevate and support small charities that rarely receive recognition. She later launched Bible in 365, a faith-based initiative guiding thousands of people to read Scripture daily, turning what began as a personal practice into a global community. In 2019, she created the podcast Midweek Rise Up, a space grounded in encouragement, spiritual clarity, and the kind of steady guidance she once needed herself. Her professional world expanded in parallel. Erika became CEO of Proclaim Streetwear, a clothing brand tied closely to her values, blending design with ministry. She pursued graduate studies at Liberty University, earning a Master of Law and later entering a doctoral track in biblical studies, an academic path chosen to deepen her understanding of the faith she hoped to teach and live out. By 2025, she was also working with the Corcoran Group in New York City, balancing real estate and her growing portfolio of nonprofit and ministry work. Then came the shift that would alter the course of her life. After the death of her husband, Charlie Kirk, co-founder and longtime leader of Turning Point USA, Erika was appointed CEO and chairwoman of the organization. She stepped into the role with a sense of weight and clarity, understanding that it was not just a continuation of his work, but a test of her own calling. The position was demanding, public, and carried expectations few could shoulder. Yet she approached it with the same steadiness that had marked her journey from childhood. Serve first, lead with conviction, and carry the mission forward with purpose rather than noise. Across all the turns in her life, one truth stayed steady. Erika never moved for applause. She moved for purpose. Every chapter, in work, faith, or community, didn't change who she was. It brought her closer to the values she learned as a child and has carried ever since. Mansion in Arizona. From the street, the house doesn't rush to be noticed. It sits low against the Scottsdale hillside, steady and sun-warmed, as if it has been there longer than it has. Terracotta roof tiles rest over the stucco walls, and the trees out front soften everything, making the house feel less like a grand estate and more like a place a family slowly grew into. A quiet water feature leads toward an arched doorway touched by desert light. This is where Erika Kirk and her young family lived, a Spanish-style home of nearly 6,800 square feet, valued around $6.5 million, holding far more than its clean numbers suggest. Inside, the great room opens like a breath. Beamed ceilings lift the space while a stone fireplace grounds it, and the tall windows let in that unmistakable Arizona clarity, light that doesn't just fall across the floor, but settles. By late afternoon, everything inside shifts into a muted gold, the kind of glow that makes even silence feel full. It is a room built for slow beginnings and gentler endings, the natural center of a family still figuring out its rhythm. A few steps away, the house brightens. The archways into the kitchen widen the air, guiding you into a space meant for use, not performance. The brick-vaulted ceiling adds a quiet weight. The island stands like a faithful anchor, and custom cabinetry lines the room with a calm orderliness. Mornings here came in a simple, familiar way. Little feet crossed the floor, toys slipped under chairs, and small hands reached for food on the counter. Coffee warmed the room, breakfast cooked on the stove, and the easy mess of life with young kids filled the kitchen. Down a hallway trimmed in warm wood, the home folds into quieter corners. The office sits behind French doors, sunlit and hushed, a room where work pressed against the rare luxury of stillness. Across the floor plan, the primary suite gathers its own kind of calm. A fireplace softens the edges of the room. Deep closets keep everything unburdened, and in the small sitting area, the mountains pull close, lavender at dusk, shadowed at dawn. The bathroom continues the same language: curved mirrors, warm tile, and a soaking tub set beneath light that lands softly, never abruptly. The farther you move through the home, the more its personality shows. A theater room stays cool even on hot days, perfect for the nights when no one wants to be recognized by the world outside. A wide bonus room holds a different tempo, kids running, friends gathering, laughter rising, then fading. Nearby, a wine room and wet bar wait for evenings when the house fills with people it loves. And when visitors stayed longer, the casita offered them a space of their own, close enough to feel welcome, distant enough to keep the family's rhythm intact. Outside, the estate widens and exhales. A heated pool and spa form the heart of the yard, reflecting both the mountains beyond and the palms shifting overhead. The loungers settle under the evening breeze, and an outdoor kitchen turns dinner into a slow, unhurried event once the air cools. Many nights ended here, kids splashing until the stars arrived, parents talking in low voices, the warm Arizona dark wrapping everything in its quiet generosity. For years, this home held more than the sum of its rooms. It carried birthdays, ordinary Tuesdays, exhausted returns, bright mornings, and the small domestic rituals that piece a family together. It held ambition and rest, noise and quiet, the entire learning curve of a young family building a life. Then the rhythm broke. When Charlie Kirk passed away unexpectedly, the home shifted. What had been a shared project became a living archive. He left the Scottsdale estate to Erika and their 2 young children, a sunlit, echoing space that now holds both the life they hoped for and the one she must guide forward alone. Today, the house stands steady, even when the days do not. Each room carries a trace of what was, and the quiet effort of a mother keeping the world intact for 2 small children beneath the wide Arizona sky. When the world became too loud, she drove back to her parents' home in Scottsdale. The same porch, the same calm, exactly what she needed. Let's take a closer look at that space. And when everything felt unsteady, she took her children back to her parents' home in Scottsdale, the house that once carried her through her earliest storms. Let's walk into that familiar space with her. Childhood home in Scottsdale. Tucked into a quiet street in McCormick Ranch, the Scottsdale home where Erika Kirk grew up still carries the same calm that shaped her earliest years. The 2,516 square foot house belongs to her parents, not to her. but it remains the place she returns to whenever life feels heavy, bringing her two children back to the rooms and hallways that once held her own childhood. She has helped renovate parts of it over the years, but only to keep it standing strong for the family. The spirit of the home remains exactly as she remembers. Step inside and the brightness is the first thing that meets you. Light moves across the front windows and slides into the kitchen, a familiar space softened by clean lines and warm tones. The dining corner still feels like the spot where her mother once called everyone to breakfast. From there, the room opens into a spacious family area with wide sliding doors that lead to the backyard, a natural extension of the home where air, light, and the sound of children playing blend into a single rhythm. It's the kind of space that carries memories without needing to display them. Just down the hall, the formal living room holds the home's quietest moments. It's where her parents sit in the evenings, where Erika settles when she visits, finding a calm that is hard to locate anywhere else. The dining room next to it still hosts family gatherings, with a dry bar tucked into the corner. Small details that have survived renovations and years of change. The primary suite reflects similar intentions: gentle colors, soft textures, and a bathroom with a soaking tub that has long served as a refuge for her mother. Custom closets line the wall with a quiet sense of order, and plantation shutters filter morning light in slow, steady patterns, a reminder of how the house greets each new day. Outside, the yard balances real grass with Arizona's desert landscape. On most visits, her parents sit beneath the soft shade with Erika's little ones in their arms, rocking them gently and pointing out the same corners of the yard she once knew by heart. Palms and native plants frame the space in familiar warmth, keeping the home anchored in its quiet rhythm. Even the garage, finished with epoxy flooring and built-in cabinets, feels practical and lived in, not lavish, just cared for in the steady way family homes often are. What lingers most about this house isn't the renovation or the layout, it's the sense of continuity. The corners where she once took her first steps are still the same. The backyard she ran through as a little girl is now where her own children spend time with their grandparents. The home hasn't changed its place in the family. It's still the steady spot that holds their memories, quietly and gently. Here, nothing demands attention. The rooms simply hold what matters: the history of her family, the warmth of her childhood, and the quiet she now returns to with her own children. And outside this circle of calm, her life moves differently, carried by the cars she trusts most. Car collection. Erika Kirk's cars don't represent wealth so much as the two worlds she moves between: the pressure of leadership and the quiet duties of motherhood. Each one holds a separate role, accurately reflecting the rhythm of her life now. First, the Ford Expedition, valued around $55,000, is the one tied closest to her work. It's the vehicle that follows her through tight schedules, meetings across town, and long days that blur into evenings. Large, steady, and built for safety, it gives her the sense of protection she needs when stepping into roles that demand visibility and composure. Inside, the cabin feels almost like a mobile office. Quiet enough for calls, private enough for preparation, and strong enough to handle the weight that comes with leading a national organization. It's not glamorous, but it's the car that carries the reality of her workload, mile after mile. Next, the Mercedes-Benz EQE, priced around $70,000, lives in a softer rhythm, the rhythm of family. This is the car she chooses when she's not CEO Erika, but simply a mom. Mornings start gently here, with quiet drives and an easy calm settling through the cabin. With its electric motor rising to life without a sound, the EQE moves in a smooth, clean glide, perfect for weekend trips to the park, quick ice cream stops, or longer drives back to Scottsdale to visit her mother. It's the family car in the purest sense, reliable, warm, and always ready for another familiar road. In the end, her garage doesn't speak in horsepower or flash. It speaks in balance. The steady pull of duty and the quiet pull of home, two paths she follows each day with the same determined calm. That rhythm follows her into her finances, where discipline and purpose matter more than scale, a structure shaped by the responsibilities she now holds. Income and net worth. In the financial portrait of Erika Kirk's life, clarity often arrives more quietly than expected. Public estimates place her personal net worth at around $2 million, a figure shaped over years of disciplined work across business, media, and faith-based projects. After the death of her husband, Charlie Kirk, several third-party analyses suggest that the couple's combined assets may reach approximately $14 million, though no official disclosures exist. What these estimates reveal, however, is not simply value, but scale, responsibility, and the weight of a role she did not plan to inherit. Before stepping into national leadership, Erika's income came from a patchwork of ventures that reflected her instinct for steady, purpose-driven growth. Public estimates suggest that her combined earnings from Proclaim Streetwear, Bible in 365, her midweek Rise Up podcast, and her work at the Corcoran Group amounted to around $180,000 per year. It was a modest but stable foundation, the kind built slowly, deliberately, and without the need for attention. Her financial trajectory shifted in 2025 when she assumed the position of CEO and chair of Turning Point USA. With the organization operating at a multi-million-dollar scale, third-party analyses estimate her executive compensation at approximately $500,000 per year. The role places her at the center of a national institution, responsible for budgets, media assets, strategic initiatives, and a wide network of operations. In this chapter, her income comes with responsibility, less about earning for herself and more about guiding an organization that relies on her steadiness. Even with this expansion, Erika's financial life still follows the same principles that shaped her long before she held a title. Revenue from podcasting, faith-based work, small investments, and earlier business projects adds about $60,000 a year, completing a picture built on consistency rather than scale. What defines her path isn't the size of the figures, but the steadiness behind them, a pattern rooted in intention, responsibility, and deliberate growth. The numbers matter less than the steady pattern behind them. Choices made with care, growth built over time, and a financial life shaped by purpose. That, more than anything, is the structure holding her success together. And it's this same intention that guides her charitable work, the chapter where her values speak the loudest. Philanthropy. One of her deepest commitments has been supporting pregnancy resource centers across Arizona. Through community drives and private fundraising circles she organized, these centers received more than $250,000 in combined aid, covering baby supplies, counseling programs, and emergency care for women facing difficult pregnancies. Her nonprofit, Everyday Heroes Like You, widens that impact. Created to spotlight small, overlooked charities, the foundation has helped local groups raise over $400,000 in micro-donations. Much of that money went to shelters, youth ministries, and small-town outreach programs that would have otherwise gone unseen. Through Bible in 365, Erika has also helped direct spiritual and mental health resources to faith groups nationwide. Since its launch, the initiative has funded roughly $120,000 in materials, Bible study guides, emotional wellness packets, and support tools for churches working with women in crisis. Her podcast, Midweek Rise Up, became its own form of service. Partnering with counseling centers and women's shelters, Erika helped raise more than $75,000 for programs focused on emotional recovery, grief support, and community care. The show never marketed itself as charity, but its reach created real, measurable help for people navigating their hardest seasons. And through TPUSA Faith, she played a role in expanding youth programs and leadership events across the country, contributing to the fundraising and distribution of nearly $300,000 in scholarships, travel stipends, and faith-based education resources for students who couldn't afford to participate. What matters most in her giving isn't size, but heart. Everything she supports comes from a place of quiet conviction. Not for praise, not for attention, just because it feels right. And she keeps showing up in that simple, steady way. Now, let's step into the most personal room of her life. The one where she navigates motherhood, grief, and new beginnings. Personal life. These days, Erika Kirk's world feels smaller, quieter, and built entirely around her two young children. Most mornings begin on the steps of her home, one child in her arms, the other reaching for her hand, pulling her into a rhythm that is simple but grounding. The house stays warm with small voices, toys on the floor, and the kind of daily mess that belongs only to families still healing. After her husband passed, Erika returned to her parents' home in Scottsdale for a time. Going back to the porch she grew up on, to the rooms that once held her steady, gave her the space to breathe again. Her mother has remained a constant source of strength, showing up in the gentle, familiar way only mothers can. Their closeness is easy to see. Shared smiles, arms linked, a bond shaped by years of leaning on each other. Life now moves between caring for her children, keeping her faith central, and learning how to lead while carrying personal loss. The days aren't perfect, but they are honest. Small joys, a laugh from her daughter, a quiet moment on the steps, a hug that comes out of nowhere, help her move forward. In this new chapter, Erika's life isn't defined by what she lost, but by the quiet work of building something steady for her children, one simple day at a time. If her story moved you, leave a few kind words for her in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the stories we bring next. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.